Welcome back to GK Pros next day coverage of the 2019 Idlewild Open driven by the Nati and Innova champion discs. This is round one, back nine coverage. I'm Nate Perkins and I'm joined here with Kevin Jones.
Yeah, guys, we've got a super fiery card with us today. In the front nine, we already saw some amazing shots all over the place from each player. And the scores that we're looking at right now are just great at Idlewild. These are super solid scores. Even if they could just double the pace that they're going, all of these guys are going to turn in a solid round.
Yeah, I mean, there's the front is certainly the easier half of this course, but it's definitely not that easy.
Right.
6 down through 9 is moving. We see a lot of hot scores on the front, but pay attention to some of those names because your round is not over until you finish the back 6 holes of this course.
That's very true. And starting off, we've got hole 10. Man, this has to be one of the harder holes on the course.
Oh, it is every year. As far as number of birdies, it's one of the. It's just there's maybe 5-10 birdies a year, and we've got the best players in the world. I mean, it's 368 uphill the whole way, trees everywhere.
Yeah, it plays like about 420 to 430 at least.
It's a unique shape. It's an inside out hyzer. So you've got a hyzer around the tree, but also get it to flip up late. It's a really sweet shot. Garrett's going T-bird. Semi-conservative approach from Garrett. Looks like you got a late tree, but good favorable kick. He's going to have a pretty simple up and down from there.
This is getting a little wild from Zach, but it comes right back in the fairway. Solid shot.
Wow. Yeah, to be able to take that one that high and that wide.
It's a little bit scary, but ended up with a good result. And what I've noticed about this hole is once you hit the initial gap, 50 feet off the fairway, it seems like if you miss right side, you really can still filter up there all the way. So I've found myself playing more the right side of the fairway just because I feel like there's a little bit more air there.
And if you do go right side, you got to get past that tree that Ried hit.
That's exactly right. That's the tree that pretty much creates the gap, and he's going to be in a world of hurt after that.
And Calvin's got his eagle. This is just so nasty to I can't even really visualize the shot that he's trying to throw because no one is getting the eagle that far and that flat.
I'm totally with you. That's such a huge eagle shot, but if there's anybody that can do it, it's definitely Calvin. What do we got from Ried here? I'm seeing, I guess it looks like he's going a hyzer. Okay, that's definitely the route that I was looking at. Didn't get the turn on it, though. And a late tree hit, it looks like.
That tree might have actually kept him closer than where his disc would have ended up.
Yes.
And Garrett going Sonic. I mean, every time he picks up that disc, he's getting it close. Whether off the tee or approaching.
Good upshot from Calvin there, putting himself in drop-in range. Oh, and I love the running jump putt. This kid's having so much fun right now. Ried Frescura, unfortunately, not going to be able to save his par. He'll be dropping in a bogey putt. Calvin with the 3.
Bogeys happen so quick on this one.
Yeah, they do. That tee shot is just another one of those really important tee shots to get up the fairway so that you're not dealing with too much stress.
Moving into hole 11, par 3, 242 feet. We've actually backed this one up this year. They made a new tee pad, maybe 50 feet further, Kevin?
At least, I would say.
Yeah. Just enough to kind of change the shape.
Yeah, I mean, last year this was definitely, without question, the easiest hole on the course.
Yeah.
It was a straight, you could look at the basket and almost jump putt it there.
Yeah.
But this year, it's much more of a gap hit. It's a very, very disciplined putter shot. It has to go real straight. And then you've got the wood there creating, like, if you hit that and you have to putt up into the basket, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't start this one out as left as you'd like it. It's kind of like a hyzer flip-up putter shot, you know it?
And the second you hit a tree on this hole, it's unless you're hitting a tree after the basket, you're probably not going to be getting a birdie.
Yeah, birdie's gone. And this is a right-hand forehand. This is just amazing. I did not know. I'm still stunned every time because it's not just a tool. You know, we've seen a couple other players that can do it when they need to get out of trouble. You know, I think of AJ Risley throwing left-hand forehand when he's in the woods, but he doesn't throw it off the tee.
That was a good shot from Zach there. I like the forehand. You know, hit the gap and get up there somewhere for a circle putt. Unfortunately, he did take a really bad roll, and he's in a very tough situation from there for the birdie at least. That's a great shot from Calvin, hitting the gap. That's a gimme for him almost. Ooh. Little bit too much turn for Ried, it looks like. Also not making it through.
That does not look like a good spot. He's got a tricky turnover.
Yeah, you're right.
Gets it high.
Oh.
Scares the pin a little bit.
Definitely. Good shot. 20 feet left. Garrett was in some stuff there, too. Going Sonic again. It's like the 7th Sonic throw of the round.
Man, that's just such a... He rolled down and across the creek after hitting the base.
Yeah, really dirty roll. The green is very severely sloped here. Good birdie from Calvin.
This shows you what 50 feet can do.
I know, and I'm actually surprised that this is still the easiest hole on the course.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty surprising to me. This gap is really small. I don't consider it a gimme anymore by any means.
Could be because there's not a lot of danger for the bogey.
Exactly.
Not a lot of big numbers taken on this hole.
Likely.
This putt can be a little tricky. It's an elevated pin, and if you do miss, you've seen what they can do. They're going to roll down that hill back into the creek.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and this for me is where the tournament really gets going.
Yeah, this is that third of the course that's just so mean. Here we go. The camera flew through the early gap in the fairway, but I'm not going to say that's the ideal gap. What do you think?
No, I don't think that's ideal. I mean, if you can manage to fly through that would be an ideal shot, but the more common play is to push it long of that tree on the corner. And the tricky thing is that the fairway slopes right down into the shul.
Yes, it does.
To land this one soft enough, and Calvin's actually not trying to break the corner at all. He's trying to throw straight and then leave himself a flat to hyzer shot to approach this pin.
You know what he's doing is he's leaving himself an eagle shot. I guarantee you he's doing that, which is so cool to think about. It looks like he's going to be messing with some trees, though, so he might not be able to do what he wants. Wow.
Wait. Right hand, backhand?
Yeah.
To get around the corner?
And landing where he landed. That's that's very rare.
I have not seen a right hand, backhand get that far up. That shows you his level of spin control.
Yeah, he definitely went in that early gap, too. Oh, baby, that looks good. And what did you say, Nate? What did you say?
Yeah, that's what tends to happen. I mean, that was an ideal tee shot around that late tree, and it just gets a roll, and that's almost out of position unless we're gonna see if he's got that lefty forehand.
Yeah, that would be the spot. That's for sure. Unfortunately, it's a standstill from there. It looks like, which is just so hard. There's still a lot of distance left. Ried is gonna need to find an early gap. Does not.
And as soon as you hit that early, he's way out of position. He's going to have to lay up to even have a chance to get up and down for his par. And
so true.
Man, Calvin's shot was good, but just you can see it's like he's almost in like a bunker, you know? He's just behind a tree, and it completely takes away any shape, and he just has to play this one out the gap and play it for a par.
Yeah, that was a good shot from Calvin. Anything out there in the open field is what he wants from there to make his par as easy as can be.
So Ried was actually just far enough to have an angle.
He kind of did, didn't he? Nice. Well, he didn't execute it perfectly, but still he's out of the gap and shouldn't be too much work left from there forehand roller. That's very common from here. So no lefty forehand. But why do you need a lefty forehand when you can do this? What is going on right now? That was one of the most impressive shots I've seen yet.
Dude, I think that's our winner right now on this card. I mean, we've seen a bunch of eagles, but that was, dude, from the shul on the right, forehand roller out the gap, and he's inside the bullseye.
That was nuts.
That's his second money forehand roller of the round, too.
Dude, do you know what he's rolling by chance?
Yeah, we know what he's rolling. He is throwing an enforcer on a roller.
Whoa, guys. Go pick yourself up an enforcer so that you can do what he did. That's awesome.
Yeah, what are the stats on this hole, Kevin? What are we looking at for how many birdies?
This is the third hardest hole on the course.
Yep.
So the second you see people get in spots like Ried actually got in, early right, that's trouble. You really got to get out that gap on the tee shot, get around the bin if you want any chance of scoring on this hole. There was only 13% of players scoring under par, and what do you think the percentage is over par, Nate?
Oh, man, 65.
Man, it's 34% over par, 53% par. So a lot of people over par, and a chunk of them were a couple over par.
And how many birdies total? We just saw
somewhere
one
in
of
the
them
12 area.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 to 15. So not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. We're moving on to another very tricky one. Hole 13, par 4, 472 feet. Call this one the Y Tree hole?
That's right. And this was the hardest hole last year because it was a par 3.
Mm-hmm.
This year it is now a par 4. Technically reachable thanks to Paul Macbeth proving us all. Throwing a destroyer last year. I'll never forget. He just always peered that destroyer line and got the skip and finish to the circle. Like Gurthie's trying to do. Is that early, though? Yes, it is.
And early left is worst case scenario because it takes away your angle, but you're also OB.
So true. So true. It's so important to push it straight if you're going to miss. Like this guy's doing. Lefty playing to right there. I like it. He's got a very tough shot left. You can see the white lines are creating your OB there up the hillside. So if you can crash into the circle, you're going to be just fine and real close to the basket. But there's also OB within distance as well, and a creek and everything.
Yeah, there's so much OB, so many trees. The drive is one of the most important drives on the course.
Yes, Calvin. Calvin showing us how you're supposed to do it. Getting really close. He should be able to jump putt onto the green from there.
And, in years past, they've had these Mandos in play. But really, they're pretty much still in play because you really need to throw right through that Y gap.
Yeah, you missed the Y gap, and you're in jeopardy of kicking OB, which creates such big numbers on this hole.
It's almost an instant 5. I mean, this is an instant 5 unless he can get himself in range for
a 40-footer. It is, though.
Oh, whoa, wow.
You can't do that any better.
No, that's best case scenario, dude. It just checks out.
What a shot from Garrett, giving himself a chance at the 4.
Forehand with the rock.
Beautiful.
And that is well done because you can see how small that green is. I mean, it's maybe 12 feet front to back.
Yeah,
maybe
super
30 feet
small.
Across.
Super small, but like I said,
and he's going for it.
There.
Oh, no, dude. He slides right over the OB line.
Wow, that's a great break to catch. Calvin trying to play catch with the basket.
That's a fun one with a little
It's
backstop.
a lot of fun. I love that shot. Gurthie for par.
All right, so just prove me wrong. Definitely not an instant 5.
I think he proved you right, man. I think the viewers should be able to understand how difficult of a par that was.
Yeah.
That was super hard. From his position, you're usually looking at a 5 unless you can manage something incredible, just like Garrett did, saving a par. Well done. Calvin making the hole look pretty easy, getting a flare skip on his tee shot and then just playing it to the backstop.
Yeah, I think this is a reasonable par change. I always felt like this one was more of a true par 4.
Yeah, it was definitely discouraging leaving last year after, the second you missed that tee shot, you're not getting a 3.
Definitely not getting a 3.
So I don't mind it at all.
And I don't know how many 2s we've seen. Remember a 2 from our 2018 champion, Paul Macbeth.
There was actually only 1 2 on this hole that day. That's CJ King with the big deuce. Congrats to CJ King. That's an awesome eagle to get.
That's huge. And this is just another one of those gaps, Kevin. When I'm thinking about Idlewild, I am just thinking about the gap on hole 14. We've got a downhill, left to right moving par 4. The gap it's one of those staggered gaps. Really difficult. It's maybe 8 feet across, and it is the only way to move forward through this hole.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nate. This is the hole I think about. Garrett Gurthie going Roadrunner roller.
Wow.
Missing.
A roller, though.
That's pretty
Wow,
crazy.
It's
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But if you're not extremely comfortable with the forehand, the backhand turnover is not much more appetizing.
No, and we've been saying this for a few years now, how impressive it is to hit this gap on a backhand. And Zach does just that. I mean, while this sets up for the lefty, you've got to turn yourself away from the gap. Whereas with the forehand, you get to look down this gap the whole way through. And Calvin has pured it.
Did he? Yeah, that's down in a really good landing area.
Flat.
Zach also threw a really good shot, and now we have Ried, a lefty, looking to hit this gap. The second you peer the gap, this hole turns into almost an easy 3, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, you got to hit the gap, and the gap is so hard.
The gap is small.
That's left, and there's not much room out there.
Oh, did he get around it?
Not quite. But now, with that action, he's going to be in almost a scoreable position. But look at all those trees, man. Look at that.
It's just a wall.
It's a
From
wall
that
of
angle,
trees.
It just looks like a wall.
No line.
Yeah, that's Idlewild, man.
Yes, sir.
It's just such a unique style of play. I mean, you've got tight wooded courses, but there aren't that many where it's a one and done type of gap. Just like you said, you hit that gap and you're in a good position to score. And there's just not a lot of courses like that.
Yeah, I agree. He made it through
the
Outta
wall of
here,
trees.
Reed, into that ditch that catches discs, and that's a drop in birdie. Nice shot.
Yeah, after a misfire tee shot,
Definitely.
that's a sweet up and down for 3. And Calvin was all the way down to the flat. That's really difficult to do, and he pitches that up there for a 3.
Yep, there were no 2s on this hole today, but I expect maybe 1 2 for the weekend.
It's possible. It's a monster, too.
It is. It's huge. I'm thinking maybe somebody will sneak it in there with a huge tee shot and then a big-time putt. Well done from Calvin. I feel so good walking off this hole with a 3.
Yeah, any of these holes on this back third. Not only is it great to escape with the par, but to escape scoring on any of these tight holes. Oh, no.
Man, so close.
Is that his birdie putt?
That was his birdie putt. Reed scoring a birdie there.
All right, so you've got the downhill par 4, hole 14, and then you go directly back up the hill on an even tighter hole. We've seen this one play a huge role in the final moments of the tournament. I remember last year, a painful finish from yourself on this hole. I mean, this is one of those that could be a round killer. You know, it gets really gnarly off into the rough.
Yeah, it's just important to understand that bogey can sometimes be a fine score on this hole.
Yeah.
Settling for bogey, there's nothing wrong with that. Look at that gap.
Yeah, it's another one of those staggered gaps. You've got trees on the early left, which are in play. I mean, early left is definitely possible.
Yeah, I hit it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is in play. But it's like literally the worst thing you want to do, and he did it. We shouldn't have been talking about it.
It's worst case scenario, dude, is early left side.
Oh, man. Nice shot from Garrett.
Look at that. I just love the body language follow through. You can just see it all helping the disc out. It's great to see a veteran working one up the fairway.
Get left. And he caught, looked like the right side tree line.
Yeah, that's a pretty good break, though. I mean, he squared that tree up, and it looked like it dropped straight down.
Uh-oh. This is probably going to the pin.
This is a horrible spot, too.
Yeah.
Again, he's throwing...
I'm about to take
uphill.
lessons from this kid on this. That's ridiculous. What is going on?
Okay, Kevin was just
losing my
joking.
mind.
He was joking completely.
Oh, my goodness.
Because Zach was at the bottom of the hill, impossible birdie, the hole's over. He just needs a layup for par, and he rolls it all the way up the hill through the gap, and he's got to look for birdie. If he gets up and down from here, I'm calling him right now. Dude.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm actually going to ask him for some tips.
Dude, I mean, you were 100% joking, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
No
I
ways
mean,
of getting up and down. And we can see from some of these players how tricky it is. I mean, Garrett was in an ideal spot, but that shot is so tricky for the backhand.
yeah, it is. Especially with the stance that you're dealt with also. It's extremely uphill. It's just kind of hard to get your timing right on it. Solid shot from Calvin, but not inside the circle. Gurthie going Sonic. Ooh.
Oh, he's going to have that left for a par.
Yeah.
Please. A little running jump putt.
I love it. It's a
Gave it a
great
chance.
run and a great par from Zach Arlinghaus.
And Garrett's going with the Sonic again. Really interested to know. Just out of Xavier range, you think, Kevin?
For putting, I don't know. He sometimes opts for that.
Yeah.
It just seems like.
It's crazy to imagine that he could be more accurate floating that spinny shot than he could with his Xavier putter.
It could be the result of years of catch. Like, years of catch.
And that was a good catch. Little left side.
Dropping it in there.
Good par from Zach. Tough double bogey from Ried.
On to the second par 5 of the course. Finally, we're back into some open field, but it isn't that open because there's OB right side, OB left side. Anything in the fairway on the first shot is ideal. The hole is a little bit easier for the bombers if they can just land in the fairway. Then they can crush over everything down into the tree line here and likely be safe for some kind of jump putt onto this green. This is actually a green where the turf is the only inbounds also. There is no backstop, just kind of a raised brick edge. That's it. There is a right to left wind that we're dealing with here, so it's going to help this lefty shot a lot.
Yeah, there was enough right to left where I was considering playing that forehand.
Yes, I think that's a very smart decision.
But this is definitely one of the more attackable par 5s as far as eagle opportunity.
Yeah,
We
definitely
see
is.
quite a few eagle 3s each year. But it is also the hole that certainly collects the biggest numbers every year.
Wow, that was so committed from Calvin. Still kind of pushing left side because of that wind, but what a shot from him. A lot of distance.
And this is mid-range.
He is going to rock,
This is a 1,000-footer, and he's going rock.
Oh,
it
it turned.
just straightens it out.
It sure did.
That's a tough misfire from Garrett.
Ried is also going to be looking to play that right to left wind. Well done. Anything in the fairway is great here. Garrett is super far back, but I already know what he's going to do. He's going to try to throw everything.
The whole way, dude. This is going to be like a 600-700-foot shot.
This is over everything.
Look at that. Where is that going?
It's green. Oh my gosh.
It's green, but it's 2 holes over.
It is a couple holes over. That's better than a red there. A red there would have meant he pretty much rethrows. Well, he actually flexed a little bit, but he would be taking it way far back.
This has to push.
It does, and it did.
does.
Solid shot from Ried. Zach's looking to throw a nice hyzer just somewhere in front of that green. Ideally, he's going to be wanting to putt onto the green. Man, what a nice flex from him. Maybe that should slow down?
That's that Ballista Pro again. Yeah, maybe it should slow down. He's
put so much juice on it.
Oh, yeah, he's
Golly.
almost been high.
What an amazing shot
Just
from him.
short of the creek. He is been high.
Yeah, looking straight at
Wow.
it. Man, that was great. Calvin also in money position. He's just going to throw bomb hyzer destroyer over all that OB.
Yeah, and that's obviously one of Calvin's strong suits.
Yeah, he's really good at that shot. And he played that hole exactly how he wanted to, I can tell you.
No.
What a shot.
Wow.
What a shot from Garrett, carving it through the trees. Sidearm rock.
Dude, again with the sidearm rock. To even have an angle from over there is amazing. But
True.
To pure it like he did. And this is for the Eagle 3.
Yeah, just like Calvin drew it up. He's putting for Eagle here. Get left. Give it to him.
On the pole.
I didn't even expect that
Spin
myself.
it back. Look at that. Put the pizza in the oven, folks.
It's going to be cooking.
And how many threes did we have yesterday, Kev?
That's a good question. Let me give a real quick check. There were actually 4 threes on this hole.
We just saw one of them right there. I actually snagged a 3 myself.
Yeah, I see you on there. Sam Lee, Nate Perkins, and Zach Kimmer, all with the Eagles. Really impressive and just super well executed, but also probably taking a big putt. Did you take a putt outside circle 1?
Yeah, mine was outside circle 2.
That's a big putt.
Yeah, it was a little miracle putt, but
Nice.
It's nice to get one in. Yeah, Sam Lee actually, shout out, went Eagle 3 on 16 and Eagle 2 on 17, back to back.
Boom, back to back. That's 4 down through 2 holes real quick.
All right, what do you want to call this hole? The Snake River OB hole? This is one of the most unique holes you're ever going to see. This creek is OB the entire way.
I would just call it the controversy hole.
Yeah, the controversy hole. Should it even exist?
It seems
That's
like every
funny.
year, this is the hole that some people are just driven nuts over, but they've made it a par 4. You know, the only crazy thing about it is this creek that just runs through the whole fairway, that if you hit a tree, you might kick in the creek, you might not. But as players, it's our job to try to avoid the creek as much as we can, you know?
Yeah.
Try to throw a shot that even if it does hit a tree, it's the least likely to get in the creek.
Yeah, and you saw Calvin actually taking the creek pretty much out of play. He went early right with that eagle, and I love that play.
I do too.
And no.
And there's
Oh,
a great
no,
example
dude.
of what can go wrong.
He was going to be like putting back for his eagle, and
He played it perfectly. He literally just played it perfectly, right to 35 feet where you want to be for eagle. Now he's putting for a 3. Not a huge problem. Ried not making it all the way through the gap. And Gurthie looks like he's lining up right side fairway. Am I wrong, or is it a left side?
Oh, he's going up the middle.
Ooh, that was dirty.
Oh, that looks pure.
Oh, holy smokes.
Is that going to stick it?
That's a really unfortunate result.
But he went OB like right at the pin. It looked like.
Yeah,
right
he
at that
actually
bridge.
hit that tree across. That's across on the island, and so he's dropping in his 3.
Oh no! And Ried went to go lay that one up, and that just finds the creek.
Yep. We're seeing some crazy stuff going right now on this hole. Some two incredible shots. One perfect execution from Calvin taking a birdie. What just happened? Zach, unfortunate miss for his birdie.
That was for his birdie. Yeah, because he rolled OB, so he's putting for birdie 3.
Yep.
And that's a good par putt.
That sure
from Ried.
is.
I mean, he's putting straight toward that OB.
Yep. Garrett standing right in front of the tree that he hit, which is unreal. Almost like hitting cage or like chains or something on that.
I've never seen one aired out to the pin before.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
I haven't seen a backhand that pretty do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a forehand get down there, skip over the green a little bit,
Yes,
but
sir.
I've definitely never seen the backhand peer all the way there.
Yep.
All right, and this has to be playing as the hardest hole on the course.
Oh,
Where are
man.
we at?
I would totally expect that, actually.
This is just such a perfect par 4, hole 18, 650 feet. You've got to get right here or just short of that to have a chance to
You
get
have-
one out the gap.
Yeah, you have to be in the fairway on this hole if you want to score a birdie.
Yeah, and the fairway's 20 feet wide, maybe
And it slopes.
at its widest. Yeah, it slopes. Yep.
This is super difficult. Some people call this the add one hole. Whatever their score is at this hole, just add one. And that's probably what you're going to be at.
I've never heard that. That's the add one hole, man. Oh, dude. And Zach actually has not bogeyed.
No way.
Yeah,
He's playing so clean. He's made some mistakes, but it seems like it's on those.
And Garrett knows, and early left, and then gets a kick further left and add one.
Yeah, it's so much trouble there. Saving par would be a miracle. But yeah, Zach seems to be messing up in all the right spots.
Yep.
Which is what you want to do out here. What is he throwing right here?
Let's find out.
I saw this shot in person. That looks like a putter. That is so sick. What a shot from Zach. Like, being able to settle it down. This hole's really hard for the lefty.
It is.
Because of that slope, you just too easily you're going to slope out and be out of scoring position.
Yeah.
What was that?
That was a judge.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And he's in prime position for a big driver shot to the green.
Yeah, for a lefty, man, he's in a money spot.
Mm-hmm.
Ried trying to lay out and can't even find himself in the fairway. This is just so hard. Finally making it out the gap. A good goal on this hole is make it out of the gap in 2.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a pretty common shot. You'll see the reach around forehand just to get one out of the gap. Or this right here. We see a lot of patent pending, and that's where the numbers really come in because that is a tricky shot.
Very dangerous shot. That was a Roadrunner roller.
And he's just out of the gap in 4.
Yeah,
which is
he'll be reaching out and trying to scramble for his bogey. If he gets up and down,
if he makes it, he gets a bogey.
Okay.
So he's got to get up and down for a double.
Wow.
And this looks like he's going to have to stand this one up. He's going to have to flip this up. He's throwing a Raider. And that's definitely out the gap.
Man, super solid shot from Zach. That's all you want to do is beat those trees and give yourself an open putt at the basket. I like the play. Fast driver, hyzer, kind of maybe swing around or just inside of those trees. Gurthie stretching out right here. Rock flick.
Again.
Nice. Good shot. Well inside the circle.
And this is a great finishing hole. You know, we're in the woods for the last I don't know, 12 holes, and
Yeah.
then we come out here to finish on this hole 18.
Yeah, it
for
is
the
quite
gallery.
amazing. Well done from Calvin. Think he's going to be dropping in a par.
This is for Zach's birdie 3.
This is.
Count
Give
it.
him. Give it to him. 8 under
Dude.
par.
Bogey free, 8 under par from the 16-year-old.
Yeah, well, that's right, man. Wave to the crowd and get used to it.
Dude, take it all in. Everybody remember this kid's name, Zach Arlinghaus.
Ried Frescura. That's a good way to finish. Tap in that putt.
Yeah, it's a good putt. And,
Yeah.
tough round from Reed, but even still 1,000 rated out here. It's still respectable number.
Man, and that's a miss. And I think actually Garrett might be taking double bogey now.
Okay.
Am I?
I make mistakes.
Yeah, I think he's going to be dropping in a double bogey 6 here. Tough finish. This hole is so hard, though. So hard.
Yeah, that's a tough finish after a clean front from Garrett. He was 6 after the front and finishes at 6. Just goes to show you how difficult the back is. My man, Kev Jones, leading the way at 12 under par. Is that a course record?
I don't know. I really don't know. With par being 1 stroke different this year.
All I
I'm
know
not
is
quite
that's
sure.
fire. James Conrad coming in 3 strokes behind Kevin at 9 down. Calvin, Emerson, and Zach all at 8 down. And yeah, Zach just misses the lead card. We've got a couple 7 downs from a couple locals. We got Corey Ellis, West Virginia, Sam Lee from Kentucky, Gary Costa from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us for round 1 coverage of the Idlewild Open. Really hope you join us for round 2. We'll be back. Hope to see you there. Thank you, GK Pro, for coming out and giving us awesome coverage of this course and all these awesome players. We'll see you for round 2.